Good day everyone, Jolene here from Chill Lifestyle. So we're going to do what is coming in for you. So I did do a reading about Capricorn being in Pluto Pluto being in Capricorn and now Pluto moving into Aquarius. But I thought I would do another explanation as to what's been happening since 2008. So I'm sure you want to jump to your sign, but maybe you want to listen to this because it's probably going to affect or make you understand why you've been through what you've been through and what's coming. So Capricorn moved into, Pluto moved into Capricorn in 2008. And what this meant was, so Capricorn, again, doesn't mean the Capricorns, but Capricorn in Tarot is represented by the Devil card. Now, again, I'm not talking about, saying that in any way it's evil. It's more the fact of it brings out things that are not good. So it brings out people's shadows, it brings out lies, it brings out deception, it brings out controlling stuff, people who are trying to control you, your mind, your thoughts. It also brings out areas in your life where you have suffered with perhaps codependencies, to people, to substances, to jobs, to relationships. And it really, it was a karmic cycle for the earth and for special individuals. Now, I can tell you that since 2008, I also had received a lot of a karmic cycle. I had relationships that were not in alignment with me. They were not in alignment with my values, and they ended in terrible ways, and they gave me really harsh lessons. I had to end the cycle myself, and I had to do a lot of deep dive. I've been in a 5-year really deep dive healing of all my shadows, of all my fears, of all my codependency problems. So if you had taken on or have a cycle of repeat of taking on jobs, and again, not from a place of judgment, sometimes you take on jobs because you have to have the money, but the lesson is to somehow improve your life so that you don't land up with the same kind of bosses or the same kind of people, or maybe you're needing to look at the reasons why you need money. Is it, I feel, it suits my ego. Again, ego is the devil card because you are not doing things for your higher good, which is that of God and spirit and the universe. You are doing things in the sense of, I need to buy certain clothes because it makes me look good. It makes my friends think that I'm happy. It makes, I buy certain cars because, again, it's the status symbol. And so you take on jobs so you can have money to pay for things that you actually don't need, okay? The age of Aquarius, however, is that of healing. It's that of hope. It's that of working together to bring about a better world, a world where there's peace, a world where there's hope. Now, this year, it's going from January and it's going to go until September, which means you've got a couple of months to really, if you have not done your shadow work, if you have not worked through, why do I take on certain relationships? Why do I accept less for myself? The pressure's going to be on, okay? You're going to feel huge amount of pressure to make big changes because, again, you're not going to be in alignment with the Aquarius energy or the age of Aquarius, where we're working together to make the world a better place. You will have a lot more destroying weather patterns. You will have a lot more destruction when it comes to money systems. We will have a lot more destruction when it comes to government systems over the next year because, again, it's forcing us to realize that this is not healthy. We are not in a good place. So if you're struggling or you have had a lot of bad karma since 2008, then again, it was a lesson for you to sit back and go, wow, how many mistakes have I made? How do I change this? How do you go back to your childhood? Because it all stems from childhood. Did I have parents who were money grabbers? Did I have parents who pushed me to do things because they, not to blame the parents, but to understand that that was what their parents did to them. And, this is how their life was. So really focus on that and you'll have a different change coming up. So guys, again, let's check out your moon, your rising, your ascending, and your Venus sign, as they all may come with a different energy. So you can learn, again, I'm going to go through what were your lessons during Capricorn season and what can you expect, okay? And again, your free will intervene. Nothing happens unless you take the steps towards. So learn your lessons, heal from whatever your shadow self is needing to heal, any codependency issues or any lack of self-esteem issues. If you can heal those, you will then be in alignment. You cannot manifest from a place of lack. You cannot manifest from a place of low self-esteem. You need to really, otherwise you will manifest, but you will manifest like versus like. So you will continuously manifest relationships that are not good for you. Your soulmate can only come when you are in alignment with your soulmate. Okay, so just try and remember that. The same with money. When you believe that you deserve and you believe that you are in alignment with the money, you will find jobs and money and opportunities that come to you. Thank you for the long message that I had to go through. Please don't forget, also comment, like, subscribe, and share this with other people, because it's quite important to get the message out to help others. Thank you and goodbye. Hello, Capricorn. Capricorn moons, Capricorn Venus, Capricorn rising, ascending sun. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so if you skip the intro, maybe you want to go back and listen to it, just so for you to have a better understanding as to what's happened and why the last 15 years have been the way that they are. Because, so Pluto was in Capricorn, which is your sign. And so you probably had one of the biggest amounts of changes, okay? And again, even if it wasn't sun sign, you may be a moon sign. I'm a Capricorn moon. So I know exactly what had happened to me since 2008. So again, go check that out. Just for you to have a better idea. But anyway, let's have a look at, for Capricorn, what was the biggest lesson that Capricorn needed to learn? Because if we don't learn our lessons, then it's a repeat cycle. So what was Capricorn's biggest lesson? What did they have to learn? Wow. So Capricorn, with the Sun card here, you needed to really learn how to be happy. And I know that probably sounds a bit odd because, well, how do you learn to be happy? But what is happiness to you? What does happiness mean for you? Do you use other people to make you happy? Do you need other people to make you happy? Do you have a problem in the sense of, how do I put it? Do you chase happiness like all the time? Like, I buy a car and it's a fancy sports car, for example, and it makes me feel really good. The problem is 2 months later, you're so used to your sports car, that high feeling dissipates, okay? So do you find that you're constantly chasing happiness in some way or form, and are not just happy, really? So this has been your biggest karmic lesson, was the fact that sometimes happiness needs to be found in just being, okay? Happiness needs to be found. There was a whole story about Buddha when he was trying to find enlightenment. And one of the days he was sitting through meditation, and he kind of remembered a day when he was a child and how he was just as happy as anything, chasing butterflies. And that is the innocence of a child. Children don't know anything about cars or name brand clothing, or buying food from certain stores or travel. All they seem to know is they find happiness and joy in watching animals or butterflies and chasing butterflies. They have a huge curiosity of the world. They see the magic within the world. So that is ultimately how we should all be, is to find the magic within the world and not rely on outside sources to make us happy. Because then what happens is you probably had a lot of these outside sources taken away from you, and then it creates a lot of unhappiness in your life. And God's going, well, ideally you should be finding that happiness and that fulfillment within, without other people, okay? So now you need healing. Okay, so there's possibly a lot of losses or a lot of situations that you dealt with since 2008 that have been pretty tough. And the reason being is because, again, you were chasing something that you thought was going to bring happiness and it just didn't. And now you need to heal from these episodes. Maybe perhaps for some of you as well, you actually healing like stuff way back to your childhood, way back to your past, where you're starting to realize, actually, you know, there's a lot more things that I need healing on. So that's also, you know, from the childhood, especially when there's a lot of childhood stuck trauma. And the best way for you to do that right now is to really accept the fact that you do have pain, you do have trauma, work through those shadows and those childhood traumas, and try to bring as much peace and serenity to your current situation. Okay, so let's see, you know, once the work, the healing has done, once you realize, you know, how to be happy just as you are, with as little money or as little relationships or people in your life as possible, and you've done a lot of the healing and you've worked through all this, what will be coming in for Capricorn? For Capricorn. The architect. So Capricorn, this is saying that you are the architect to your life. If you want change, this is the time to do it. Now, this can be extended to the fact that this is a new financial opportunity for you. For some, you may be trying to gain knowledge, perhaps even from ancient times. Maybe you've been gaining knowledge from ancient civilizations. Maybe you're studying architecture, perhaps, or considering to study architecture, learning about properties. This could have anything to do with housing or interior decorating. You know, these are all new considerations that you may be considering when it comes to money or careers. Okay, so that, you know, is just a possibility for some of you. But this is ultimately saying, Capricorn, that, you know, you are now the ultimate architect of your life. You need to try and design the next steps. What do you want? So just say, for example, you know, we've got 19 years. I think Pluto does revisit your sign around September to November, to mid-November, and then it goes back into Aquarius. So you kind of got a bit of time to really consider the next 19 years. Where do you want it to be? With whom do you want it to be? Really having a look at, really having a look at your life in every little area. You're wanting, obviously, change. You're wanting stability. I'm pretty sure that, especially if things have been quite tough for you since 2008, you're really, really wanting to have a new beginning. And that's what's kind of coming for you. And I kind of feel like if you've learned the lessons from the past, then yeah, as I said, again, projects, buildings, renovations, house redecorating, any of those can also be possibilities for you in the next couple of years. Okay, right. What else do we have for Capricorn? Okay, yeah, this is definitely initiations. So clearing up energies in your life, going through the initiation period, really healing this past situation, anything in your life that has come to a natural end. So if you've ended relationships, interesting, maybe you lost jobs, for example, or you've been struggling financially for the last couple of years, and it's just everything's been an uphill struggle for you, then you know that I kind of feel like there was some kind of karmic change, some kind of karmic relationship that you needed to end in order for things in your life to become a little bit better. Okay, what you don't see coming, Capricorn, is you are ascending. You are ascending spiritually, you are ascending physically. It's really about the climb, okay? So where is it that you want it to be? It's a little bit sad at the top, as I said, it can be lonely at the top, which is why you ultimately need to become happy alone. Because sometimes when things in your life start to go good, when you start to ascend, when you start to grow businesses, when you start to make more money, or even if you are working for a company, when you get a job or a promotional increase, sometimes people move away from you because of they don't like jealousy. Jealousy kinds of step in when they start to see your life going good. And so that's why you need to kind of be happy alone, because ultimately at the end of the day, it's really up to you, and it's your life. You need to make the choice. And this is exactly what I've been talking about. There is someone in your life where it's all about them. It's their way or the highway. They're not willing to bow down to you, or not bow down to you, wrong words. They're not willing to even come and meet you halfway. They want it all or nothing. So again, these are the people who you probably have had to end things with. People who are selfish, people who, you know, it's all about what they can get, because they're not interested in coming to your help. Because these people are going to pull you down. They will not allow you to ascend, because it's all about them. Okay, so there's definitely some kind of karmic relationship or karmic relationships in your life that you're really needing to pull away from, because for you, it's going to be really, this is it, you need to examine things. And I kind of want to take one more card. I want to see what they're catapulting. Okay, so this is exactly what I was talking about earlier when I talked about children. Look at this little girl, there's fairies. She sees the fairies. She has the belief in the magic. She has the belief in the fairies and that they exist. So there's a lot about children, childlike energy, being reunited with your own inner child, and finding things in your life that bring you that joy as they used to do, in a fun way, go out and have more fun and experience joy within your life. Find true happiness within your soul, happiness within your heart, without money, without boyfriends or girlfriends, without cars, or do you understand what I'm trying to say? Chase the happiness within. Become more enthusiastic about the butterflies, about the environment. See more joy within your surrounding world, and then you will start to realize that, you know, you really don't need all this other stuff. So I really feel like this is a big spiritual ascension, but for a lot of you, you're ascending more in your career, in your financial situation, and God needed you to be happy, because you're going to lose a lot of people. Capricorn, I can promise you that a lot of people are going to drop off because they're not going to like the new you. Okay, that's what I have. You comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll chat to you soon. Goodbye. Taurus, right? So let me talk about Taurus. This is obviously moon, rising, Venus, and ascending sign Taurus. Is how are you all? Okay, so if you missed out the intro, maybe you want to go and listen to it, especially if you're interested in how you perhaps maybe you'll see if you've been resonating with how things have changed within the last couple of years for you. There's change coming this year, and I kind of feel like it's not something that you're going to enjoy, okay? Because Tauruses are quite rigid when it comes to change. You kind of have this idea of what you want and where you want things to be. So let's just see, okay? First of all, the first thing I'm wanting to have a look at, Taurus, is what was your... I'm sorry, my child's screaming in the background. It's load shedding. The poor child is trying to entertain himself. Yeah, you see, this is it, the Emperor. So for some of you, maybe you're dealing with an Aries, but this is that rigidness, controlling. Maybe this is your father or some man in your life, or it's just the fact of maybe you've been quite rigid in your belief systems, or you try to control situations, you try to control relationships, or there's someone around you that could be in control. It could be someone who's like less mature than you, is what I'm getting. You're wanting something more mature than someone who is coming in for you. You're wanting stability, definitely. You're wanting stability in your life, financial stability, emotional stability, relationships with people who are stable. You've waited a long time. Okay, so what was Taurus's biggest lesson since 2008? What did they have to learn during the Capricorn and Pluto and Capricorn season? What did they have to learn? What was their biggest lesson? What was their biggest lesson? What was their biggest lesson? Truth, clarity. Okay, so Taurus, have you been doing things? Okay, So I want to get one more card. I'll talk to you as I'm thinking. So I kind of feel like things have been very heavy for you, very heavy. You've had a lot on your shoulders, a lot on your plate. There could have been a number of situations where you really needed to look at the truth of situations. I kind of feel like you've been dealing with perhaps toxic people in your life, people who have, maybe there's been codependency problems in your life, and Spirit Guides wanted you to be able to learn to see the truth within these situations, within these friendships. Do you see the truth, or do you hide from the truth? Do you hide from your codependency problems? And when I say codependency, what I'm trying to say is, do you hold on to friendships even though you know that the friend is not good for you? Do you hold on to relationships, and even though you know that this person's, you know, lying to you and stringing you along? Do you make excuses for your friends, or do you make excuses for your lovers? You know, do all your friends and families all tell you, hey, look, I don't like the way that they're treating you, or I don't like the way it makes you feel, and you just go, no, you know, and you start making all the excuses? Okay, if that is the case, and if you have been excusing, you know, and this could be anyone, this could be your mother, your father, you know, any people in your life, your boss, people in your life who have had some kind of toxicity to them, and people around you, other people have noticed and come to you and said, yeah, I don't like the way, you know, I don't like the way your mother treats you. And you go, yeah, no, but you know, my mom, my poor mom, or my dad. Again, this is truth. You needed to be honest, and honest with yourself, okay? Because I kind of feel like because of codependency to someone, and it could be financial codependency. I have to stay in this job because I needed the money. And then the actual truth of it is that you should really go and find another job. But perhaps you're scared to go find another job. I don't know. There's many things in your life where things can be changed. But there's also many areas in your life where I kind of feel like you've put time and energy and effort, and that's why sometimes it's hard to walk away from friendships, from relationships, from jobs, when you've spent so much time investing in it and waiting for the results. But the truth is, it's just only going to cause you pain and heartache. Okay, so that's being your biggest lesson, is trying to see what is the truth, trying to get your own clarity. Maybe, for example, even for some people, someone walked away from you, and they haven't left you with closure. So the word closure is another word. It's really time for you to give yourself closure in a situation. Okay, so if you haven't had closure, sometimes you have to find your own truth and be honest with yourself about the person. You know, did they have codependency problems? It's hard to admit to yourself that someone just did not love you. It's hard to admit to yourself that someone really didn't care about you as a friend, and that they just used you for whatever reason. It's hard to admit that to yourself. But sometimes when you admit the truth, you give yourself the closure. Okay? So right now, spiritual growth, that's it. You know, the more you become more in alignment with the truth, the more you grow spiritually. You start to realize and recognize what people are like. You start to see red flags a lot quicker. And you start to realize, I mean, what are your intentions for the next 19 years? And you start to realize other people's intentions. Like, people just become very clear to you. Okay. So let's see. So once Tauruses have faced the truth, what does it mean for them? What does it mean for their lives? Yeah, manifesting happiness, manifesting joy, coming from a place of, there's been some drama on the family front or on the relationship front. There's definitely been a bit of drama. And again, maybe facing what is the, you know, as they always say, even in a relation, there was his side, my side, and the truth. Something in your life is up in the air. You're waiting on someone else to make a decision for you. Again, for some unknown reason, it could be an Aries. you're waiting for someone else, but you're needing a bit of a muse. And I kind of feel like, again, you need to find it within. Yeah, there's cycles closing off. Cycles closing off for better times for you. Okay, right. What's coming in for Taurus so that Taurus can really recognize happiness? Yeah. Spirit guides are saying you need to balance your emotions between your emotional side as well as your very fiery, passionate side, okay? So you've got to find a bit of balance in between with that. You also need to, Spirit guides are saying, you know, that they want to bring you your crowning glory, you know, because again, you're being crowned spiritually. There's two crowns here. There's a crown on the Ace of Swords, and then there's a crown here. So Spirit guides really want to crown you. They want to crown you or work on your crown chakra to really give you the truth, okay? The truth in everything within your life. But you need to balance your emotions in order to hear the truth, in order to meditate to hear the truth. Then you will see the spiritual growth really helping. And like I said, you do have the will, the wisdom, and the mind to handle the truth, okay? Right, what else? I kind of feel like this, okay, so fated meeting doesn't have to be about love, okay? So if you're not interested in love, you're happy in a relationship, then what this is saying is that God is stepping in. Fate is stepping in somewhere in your world, okay? And they're bringing in something for you. You may not understand it right now. It's not really your job to understand it, but please know that the perfect divine union, the divine job, friends, your group, you know, finding the people that are best for you, there is fate is stepping in. But right now, your focus, it could be, you know, a lover for many of you, your focus really is, this card's come out for almost every sign, and I'm shuffling a lot. The focus is really on you. For some of you, there may be children around that you also need to focus on. It's like you have to really zoom in on something. They're trying to catapult you, and let's see if we can figure out where are they catapulting you, because they're catapulting you into your own intuition. They're trying to send you information. They're trying to bring you this crowning moment. They're trying to give you all the information that you are needing, but you need to take a leap of faith into a new beginning. You need to understand that they're trying to take you to a new beginning, something that's more fated for you, and something in your life where you have to walk away from people that are just not in your highest good, okay? Quite a few major arcanas here, Taurus, so that tells me there is some massive changes coming. I did say that, and as I said, I kind of feel like you feel a little bit rigid about this change. You have a lot of fears about this, like you're not really too sure if you want to things in your life to change, but I really feel like this is really for the best for you. There could be a trip that you plan on going, and then there may be some kind of delays for the trip. There could be blocking your experiences, or you blocked from seeing the next steps within your life because your emotions are all over the place right now. That's why you have to balance your emotions, balance your passion and your emotions. Have a little bit more of a balanced time. Spend time going within so that you can understand the storms. You can understand what is happening around you, okay? You can understand who's being honest with you, and you can also understand who is lying to you, okay? There's a leap of faith into a new beginning somewhere in your life. And I kind of feel like it's after an ending that you're not really going to enjoy, but it's definitely going to help you better, in a better way. So that's what I have for you, Taurus. Comment, like, subscribe, share with other Taurians, and I'll chat to you soon. Goodbye. Hey Virgo, right, I made sure today that I definitely included you in the reading. I really and promise I have nothing against Virgos. I just, you know, somehow it's been left out, but I have made it up, hopefully. Anyway, welcome. We are looking into what you need to know right now. We also wanted to look at, so this, you could be Virgo, moon, rising, you know, Venus. So welcome to all of you. But we're really looking at what's happened since the past 15 years, since 2008. How did the Capricorn, so the Pluto being in Capricorn, affect you? What lessons did you need to learn? So that if we can know what lessons you needed to learn, If you haven't learned them, you learn them quickly enough so that you can move the next 19 years. So Pluto moves into Aquarius on the 22nd of January. It moves out around mid-September, moving back in around mid-November, and then it sits in for 19 years. So you really wanted to learn this lesson quite quickly, because you don't really want to be sitting for the next 19 years in the same lessons, okay? Repeating same cycles. So Virgo, what was the biggest lesson that you needed to learn since 2008? What did you need to learn? Okay. I kind of feel like you needed to learn about some kind of overindulgence, okay? Maybe your emotions, you overindulge in certain things in your life. So maybe there's an overindulgence in your spending, or maybe there's an overindulgence in, I don't know, drinking, overindulgence in just things that are not really good for you. And you overindulge because your emotions perhaps have not been the best. You lack a lot of self-love. So there could be some kind of toxicity around overindulging. Maybe it's you need stuff in order to make you feel happy or satisfied within your life. And I kind of feel like maybe some kind of, more compassion towards yourself, more compassion towards others, something you just need to kind of work on. But I kind of really feel that your biggest lesson is cut back on some kind of overindulgence, whatever that is. And that could be, I spend too much time online, I spend too much time doing readings, I spend too much time doing something that's a little bit unhealthy. So look at that, okay? It could be about your emotions. Maybe your emotions are just all over the place, and you need to focus on what actually makes you happy. What is your wishes? If someone had to ask you right now, what do you really wish for on the heart level, from an emotional level, not necessarily from a financial level, but more on an emotional levels. What are your deepest desires and your deepest wishes? Because I kind of feel like I don't feel like you have been there. I don't feel like you have been as happy in certain situations. So again, you're overindulging in something that does not make you happy, but it's because you want happiness in some area of your life. Okay, so it's time for you to really sit and think about intentions. What are your intentions for the next 19 years? Have you been, meditation, divine timing, you've been wishing and wishing and wishing for one thing, divine guidance. My gosh, you've been wishing for things on an emotional level, but you haven't been in alignment with the divine timing. That card just won't give up. You've been wishing things on an emotional level, but for some unknown reason, you are not choosing something different to what you emotionally wish for. I don't know how to explain that. It's more like you are going for something that you think you want, but actually when you think about it, it's not actually what you want. That's about as bad. Balance. Balance is coming up. Something in your life is totally out of balance. Something in your world, and so many divine guidance, divine timing, divine. The divine is trying to shake you up a little bit, Virgo, and say, look, we're trying to guide you. Something in your world is, as I said, it's total overindulgence. Again, this could be overspending on money because you need to balance your budget. I'm overspending on I don't know, drinks, alcohol, something in your life that's really not good for you, okay? And you need to bring out more balance within your world and try and figure out why you need this. Why do you allow, what does this happiness mean? There's definitely a healing and moving on from some kind of situation that's coming to its natural end, so that you can start anew. You've got a lot of talents that you can use to help you, and you have got the strength to help you through this difficult time or this ending. Yeah, there's a lightning bolt. Something is definitely being pulled apart for you. It could be friendships, it could be relationships. The lookout, wow, that's the Tower and the lightning bolt. And the lightning bolt normally is something that hits the Tower in traditional tarot. This one is, you know, the lookout card is telling you that something is burning in your life. It's time to jump off board of something that's just, you know, going to come crashing down whether you like it or not. Okay, fire, lightning bolt, getting an aha moment. Again, there's this overindulgence. Children, I promise you this card has come out every day, almost every reading, and you've seen me shuffle. So there could be children involved in your situation, and again, these children are playing in a garden. They are, the little girls, really examining the butterfly, and this is something in your life, and we'll see now what it is that you need to examine. Maybe it can explain where this indulgence is. Look, I'm sure it's different for every one of us. We all have certain indulgences, but it's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for you. The Akashic library, maybe you needing a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more learning how to manifest from a better place. So maybe you've been catapulted into really taking more responsibility for things in your life, taking responsibility of learning to become more wise, learning to become more knowledgeable, learning to manifest from a positive place, not from a, again, indulgent place, needing certain things in order to make you happy. That's kind of all that I'm getting. Whatever it is in your life, it's something that's unhealthy that you are holding on to because you think it's going to make you happy, and clearly it's not. Okay, so what else? Yeah, this is something that's, again, you've got this divine guidance. Look at all the people surrounding this person. You know, they've got passed on grandfathers and passed on grandmothers, or fathers and mothers for some of you, depending on your age. There's fairies and angels, and someone trying to bring you books again. You know that there's something that you need to focus on. You need to focus, but you've lost focus. You've completed something, or something's coming to its natural end. Now you need to super focus. You need to let go of, maybe it's too much coffee, or, you know, it may be small things, but it's something that's not good for you. You've lost focus in your life. Even look at this little girl. Look how focused she is on that butterfly. She is like laser focused on this butterfly. You need to become more laser focused on areas of your life where you need to bring more balance and work on your true wishes. Wow, yeah, okay, the lightning bolt. Yeah, this is definitely something's been pulled. And again, this is rejection is God's protection. They're trying to protect you from something that's just not working, okay? This thing's not working. It's, people are just playing their own, doing their own things. Everyone's, it's not positive, okay? And you have, and will be given the strength. I kind of felt like that needed to come out, so I'm going to talk about it too. You've also got 4 major arcanas here, so that means some big changes coming. Something definitely has been pulled away from you. It could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be, you know, friendship. Maybe you decide to move. You may be a little bit focused on your children, which is not a bad thing, obviously, because, you know, children need your focus. But you've been so indulgent in your children that you've forgotten about yourself. Okay, so this is for someone, obviously, who needs to put a little bit more focus on themselves and their own wishes, not necessarily just the wishes of their children. Because, again, a sudden shock, a sudden, you know, breakup, or a sudden career move kind of is going to shock you all. But Archangel Michael is there to say that he is there to protect you. He is there to give you the strength and the courage to go through it. Okay, the light of the world is also someone trying to bring you information and trying to help you to work through whatever this time is for you. And ultimately, it always brings you something better, okay? There could be a divorce for some of you. Maybe you're going through a divorce or have gone through a divorce. You will heal from it, and then you will ascend to a much better, higher place. And I kind of feel like there's, if you are going through a divorce, once you are ready, once, you know, you you know, for some of you, maybe you were dealing with someone who was an alcoholic, or someone who was overindulgent, you know, in something that wasn't good. You will then meet someone who's a lot better, someone who's a lot more, you know, charming, a lot more attractive, better than what you've gone through. Okay, so every ending does open a new door. It may not be straight away because there's some healing that has to take place, but there is better things coming in for you. You just have to focus, and I kind of feel like you have to focus on you. You are the most important person in this reading. You have to really be more focused on yourself and on your wishes. That's what I have for you, Virgo. Thank you so much. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll chat to you soon.